Thank you for listening to Lone Star Community Radio. This program was broadcasted and recorded live from the LSCR studios in downtown Conroe, Texas. Lone Star Community Radio is supported by listeners like you. Donate and sponsor today. For more information on getting involved with Lone Star Community Radio, contact us at lscrstudios@gmail.com or visit us online at www.irlonestar.com.
Thank you so much for joining us for Library Tea Time, where information is always brewing. My name is Brandy, and my friend here is Mandy.
Hello, hello.
We want to take this time to thank our library friends groups for making this show possible. Our library friends provide additional funding for programs and events that take place throughout the year. Their generosity and volunteerism know absolutely no bounds. Thank you so much, library friends.
Yes, thank you, library friends. Okay, so our guest today for today's show is one of our librarians from our West County libraries. So way far over there in the West County is Allie Graves. She's a children's librarian from Charles B. Stewart Library in Montgomery. Welcome, Allie.
Yo, what's good, guys? It's Allie G out from the western frontier.
We're so happy you're here.
I'm excited to be here today.
So, Allie, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name is Allie, as we have established.
Yes.
My last name is Graves, as we have also established. I'm the children's librarian over at the Montgomery West Branch Library, Charles B. Stewart, which is in Old Town, Montgomery, the ye old town, in case you don't know where we're at. I am a functional adult.
Oh, that's good.
I know. Isn't that great? Born and raised Montgomery, Texas. I've lived out here my whole life, more or less. I graduated from Montgomery High School back when it was the only high school out here in 2018. I went to undergrad college, Stephen F. Austin University. I got degrees in creative writing, studio art, literature. And then I loved the library so much, I decided to come back here to Montgomery, where I grew up. And I took a position as a shelver and got my library degree, and the rest is, well, active, ongoing history.
Yep. So when I met Allie, she was a shelver over there.
Yeah.
I was hired on as a computer analyst, servicing 3 different libraries over there.
Yeah.
And our cubicles were right beside each other.
Yeah, we were cubicle buddies.
It was not quiet.
No.
In the corner of the staff area.
That
Allie
one,
and I
yeah.
like to talk.
we would talk all the time. The grim adventures of Allie and Mandy.
Yes.
I still talk about that. Absolutely.
All right. So tell us about West Branch Library. So Stewart-West, where is it located exactly?
So like I was saying earlier, we are in the ye old town, old with an E, Montgomery. Our address, we're at 202 Bessie Price Owen Drive, Montgomery, Texas, 77356. If you know where the Kroger and the new Home Depot are, we're a little ways down from that, near Ransom Steakhouse. We are right next to the beautiful Memory Park.
Yes.
And just down the road from Jim's Hardware. So it's a pretty centralized location for the town. It's really nice.
Yeah, you guys have a really beautiful park next door to the library, and it kind of looks out over that pond area, and the Friends really keep that really nice. I know they put out flags sometimes.
It was actually the Rotary Club.
The Rotary Club.
Yeah.
Okay,
So we're not technically affiliated with the park, but we do hang out over there sometimes for some programs.
Of course, yeah.
It's really fancy. It has a lot of bougainvillea and lots of trellises.
It does.
See, there's
really
Brandy
beautiful.
with her verbiage.
We actually just got a new story walk out there that was sponsored by the Friends. So that's been
nice.
updated. If you guys haven't been out in a while, you should
No,
definitely
we
check it out.
haven't. We really need to take Monty and Libby out there.
Yeah,
Definitely.
you should.
Yes.
We should do that for summer reading.
I think that'd be real
Video on
fun.
the road.
Yeah. So, Allie, how many staff members, do you know how many staff members run?
Yeah, since I counted before I came today, just to be
Ooh.
sure, we've got 13 staff members out at West Branch Library, I think, probably. I'm not forgetting anybody. If I was naming them off, I'd know them. So my department, children's department, we've got 3 people. Reference department's got 6 people. And then the rest of our staff members are our all-star circulation staff.
Absolutely.
Who keep the library really running and
Yeah, they do.
circulating. Yeah.
They really do.
They're the lungs of the library.
They sure
Get it?
are.
Because you need lungs to circulate.
Wah, wah.
Ha, ha, ha.
Oh, I goodness.
Allie. All right, so we've gone over your location, how many staff are available at the library. How about any tech? What do you guys have available as far as computers?
We're pretty basic compared to some of the other branches. We do have a fully stocked computer lab, computers available for patron use. I have specialty computers over in the children's department, which are available for the kids to play games on, stuff like that. We also do have printing services, copy services, et cetera, et cetera. We don't have a notary, emphasis on the don't. I feel like people should know that. But other than that, like I said, it's pretty basic. We don't have anything too crazy, but we get a lot of mileage out of the stuff we do have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Our patrons get a lot of good work and research and all kinds of stuff done. So
Yes, it's a well-loved and well-used library.
It
Absolutely.
is. It is. These days, also, we do have a GED resource lab.
Oh, nice.
On Tuesday mornings. It starts at, I believe, 10 a.m., which is run by our super cool IT guy.
Yeah.
So we do always encourage people to come out and, make use of that if they need to.
Nice.
Yeah.
So how big are your programs getting? I know that there's a ton of growth out there where you are.
Yeah, it's no joke. Really, really big. It still depends on the program. If you're doing something new, you never know if it's going to be like a hit or a miss, like if you're going to have a lot of people or like no people. But like prime example, so for National Oreo Day in March, I did an Oreo tasting party where all we really did was we ate
Hold on,
Oreos.
hold on.
Okay.
There's a National Oreo Day?
Yes,
That sounds dangerous.
it is. It's March. It's March 4th, in case you're curious.
And I missed it.
Apparently, you did.
And there's gluten-free Oreos now.
There, we
so
had
I would
some.
have been
We
able.
tried some.
Yes.
We tried some at Oreo tasting. So I spent January, February, March stocking up on various Oreo flavors, and then we just cracked into them in our meeting room, and we just voted on our favorites.
Oh, okay.
Now, this program, which I thought was going to be pretty low-key, had about 20-ish attendees, which is a big number for West in terms of like a standalone program. In case anybody's curious, the favorite Oreo at Montgomery West Branch Library was the double stack chocolate.
Okay.
Second place was the lemon. So
That sounds delicious.
I love
Yeah.
lemon.
Yes.
yeah, a lot of the kids also really enjoyed the Post Malone Oreos, but that was very
They're
divided.
They're like caramel, aren't they?
They're
So-
swirl, yeah.
Yeah, a caramel swirl. My husband saw them and he was like, "Those look delicious."
We tried them.
Who's Post Malone? No, he knows.
Yeah, we tried them. It was very divided, so that one didn't win. But the kids that did like them ended up writing on our board. I have a little board where the kids draw on there sometimes. They ended up writing the Posty Oreos were the best several times over on this board. So yeah, that was just one program. But our story times Wednesday morning, always a super popular program. We have family story times at West, so we don't break it out into like baby time, toddler time. It's just general family story time. I probably get 100 people every Wednesday morning across 3 story time
Yeah,
hours.
wow.
That's attendance.
Yeah, we have three times and probably about 100 people at just about every single one. So
Wow.
Wow.
the programs are getting very, very big.
Because they want to see the great and mighty Allie.
They do. You'd be surprised. The programs I run always draw a crowd. I have a couple programs that I do like on a rotating docket. I've got a Pokemon club and a Dungeons and Dragons club. And those are, in the 30s
Yeah.
on any given month. So
And you guys have an adult Dungeons and Dragons
we
club
do,
as well, don't you?
We do. I also oversee that. That's my contribution to the adult enrichment. That's also getting very big. I run that one bi-weekly with a co-DM. We have some community members who actually help run some of that stuff. That one is also up to about 25 people on the higher end. Gets real crazy in there. We have a really fun time, though. If you come on a Thursday night, you can hear us in the whole building.
Libraries aren't quiet anymore.
No,
No,
not
that's for
really.
sure.
All right. So I know that you are fairly new to the children's department. I don't want to say to the library because you're not new
No.
to the library.
My
Brandy has some trivia about Allie Graves.
Oh
you?
my goodness! I've been doing my research.
At my job at work, the kids call these rare Allie facts.
There you go.
Rare facts
Allie
you don't know about
facts.
Miss Allie.
You are not only a great librarian, but you're a very special one
Oh,
because you have a legacy, don't you, Miss Allie?
I do have a legacy.
Yes, you do.
So some of our patrons know this, some of them don't. My grandmother was a librarian in the Montgomery County Library System many, many years ago at the old Tullis building. And then she also worked in cataloging and acquisitions before she ended up moving on to the Lone Star system. What's really funny, modern times though, is that my mom, my grandmother's daughter, works at West Branch Library with me. She works in the circulation department. Her name is Miss Annie. You can go say hi to her. And then obviously I was a teen volunteer at the library, and I've been lurking around. So we've got 3 generations of librarians. We actually have a staff member at West who has worked with my grandmother, my mother, and me.
Wow.
So, yeah, so she's worked with 3 generations of Allie family librarians.
There's something in the DNA, Mandy.
I know it.
Must be.
You were born with a cardigan on.
No. I actually really don't like cardigans. I really don't like them. Really. I feel strongly about this.
Yeah, so 3rd gen librarians.
I feel a certain way now.
I feel like you do. Everyone at work has a cardigan. I literally can't stand them. I have a poncho, as some of you guys might know if you've seen me wearing it around
We
the
need to
library.
get you a poncho, like
Yes.
embroidered.
If I could get a poncho
logo on
yes.
the poncho, that would work. Yes, it would.
That would be 10 out of 10. That'd be awesome. But yeah, I would definitely say my grandmother really just instilled like a love of reading. I feel like that's kind of what draws you to library in the first place.
Yes.
So growing up as a kid, I went to West Branch when I was like a toddler.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm working at the library with that. It was my childhood library growing up. It's really cool.
So what is your favorite memory? Like, do you remember? So we ask people this all the time because it helps us remember our why, you know, and then like we want to know, what do you remember as a child from your childhood librarian, whoever they were, like school, public library? What is your fondest memory?
Oh, that's really, really difficult. I have a lot of fond memories at the library. I went to a lot of libraries growing up. Obviously, West Branch was my home library, but I would also go to work with my grandmother after she moved to Lone Star system. Some people might not know, but they have a joint college public library thing going. So I would hang out downstairs while she was working and stuff like that. But I have so many just good memories of the library. I think one of them for me, though, that really sticks out is when I was in the 6th grade, I had a librarian, a school librarian, and she was so cool. Her name was Mrs. Moog, and she had a cat. She had a cat in the library. So first of all, what kids like, yo, that's a cat. I was in there all the time. I was a big reader. I still am. And what was really cool is I was in there so much, and I ended up, kind of connecting with this librarian. She was a huge mentor to like a young Allie. She actually kind of pulled some strings and hooked things up where during one of my class periods, I actually would go in and just be like the library assistant.
Nice.
Which in the 6th grade is code for you sit there and you read your book pretty much, and occasionally you straighten the shelves.
Yes.
You don't do a lot.
Yes.
But that was so special to me. Like, it just, to me, the fact that she like went out of the way to be so welcoming and accommodating, and she would always engage with me about like what I was reading. We would talk about the books and stuff. I would say that's one of the top memories for sure. But I have, like I said, a lot of great ones. When I was a teenager, I was a teen volunteer at West Branch Library, and being engaged in the volunteer program as a teen, and going to all the YA programs and stuff like that. I had a great relationship with my YA librarian at the time, and then Jennifer, who's actually a really good friend of mine now, who still works at our library. It was just so much fun. Like, I always had just a great time. I always have good memories of the library. I can't think of a time I had a bad memory at the library, actually.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Right.
Except maybe one time I was really scared of the Easter Bunny as a child.
Yeah.
One time we had pictures with the Easter Bunny at the library. It's a no-go.
Well, it's really hard to find a good-looking Peter Rabbit.
I totally agree with that. Have you seen most Easter Bunnies?
Yeah, my littlest one was the same. She wouldn't go around it.
Rabbit-averse.
Yeah.
Well, not just that. Like any weird mascot costume, she was like, "No, I'm good."
I was like that too. Yeah. Any I don't know if they still have these, but there used to be like a guy that would dress up in the HEB bag.
Buddy.
It's
Yeah,
Buddy.
Buddy. Is his name Buddy?
Buddy,
We-
yes.
H.E. Buddy. Okay, I didn't know he had a
We
name.
see
Oh,
Buddy
yes.
quite often.
We see him a lot.
That
almost
is so
once
cool.
a month.
I was gonna say, yeah, HEB. They have some really cool partnerships with some of our
Yes,
libraries.
yes.
in our system.
Absolutely.
But when I was a kid, if I was shopping at H-E-B, if H-E Buddy turned down my aisle to give me a sticker, we had to abandon ship immediately.
Yeah.
It's no
We
good.
we
We
see
see
that often.
Yes.
Yeah.
We have story times there, and Buddy always makes an appearance, and
photo
some of the
ops.
kids are like, "No, I'm good."
Yeah, and you can tell because they want to come closer to see what the story time's about.
Yeah.
But when they see that mascot,
Yep.
it's like they get real clingy and shy.
Yep.
So we never force anything, of course.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. That's
Right.
super important. But
Right.
yeah, something about mascots and kids.
Yeah.
Something.
It trips that uncanny valley, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So it seems like you really love where you're at.
Oh, yeah.
Children's department. You're connecting with your patrons. You're doing great things. So what's your favorite part so far?
Well, it's such a hard question. I tell my patrons, my families all the time, I think I have the best job in the world. I have so much fun at my job. There's so much I love about it. It's almost easier for me to talk about the things that I don't like, which are very far and few between. But if I had to choose like one thing that is my favorite, I think I'd pick like programming, like all encompassing. Just the process of like planning a program, getting it together, and then executing it. And obviously, running the programs, I get to hang out with the kids and connect with them.
Yeah.
And I get to have fun with them right along with the program, or I get to learn with them, whatever we're doing. And I just think for me, being able to interact with the kids and just, be a big kid myself and have fun with them, I think that's the best part of the job, for
Yeah,
sure.
for sure.
Yes.
So, Brandy and I have backgrounds in children's library.
I did know that, yeah.
Brandy was a children's assistant.
Miss Brandy here.
Yeah, Miss Brandy, and she did all her programs, and I
Oh,
think she had
yes.
a dance program.
I did.
dance
I've yet to
program.
see it.
Oh,
Whoa.
yeah. Miss Brandy's The Notion of Motion.
Whoa, that sounds pretty cool. I might have to
I
get
know.
the playbook on that.
I think we're coming back to Central, though. Aren't you going to do something with Central this summer?
Usually they ask me to do a Notion of Motion dance party.
Oh, so
you know,
cool.
it's just as much about the moms as it is about the kids.
So true. It's so true.
So playing to your audience is always the thing to do.
It's so true. That is
Absolutely,
100%.
absolutely.
So, Brandy, what was your favorite part working in a children's department?
Well, coming up with that idea for the Notion of Motion, we had a lot of fun in those programs. We would always start with just a regular story time. And of course, if it's a certain time of the year or whatever, we would do a themed story time like, spring and Easter and so on. But always, we would have this time, maybe the last 30 minutes would be about the Notion of Motion. And there's a lot of really popular like dance tunes that are out there that are current, and they're done by like these kids groups, I'll just say, professionally.
Yeah.
And so they clean up the language, so that it's appropriate for children. But it sounds so good that unless you listen very carefully, you might be convinced that that is, not the original artist performing it. And those moms, of course, I get kind of loud in there. I know you find it hard to
No.
believe.
Nah,
it.
man.
But I tell them, I say, because I believe it wholeheartedly. I always say, make sure you get up and dance with your child because it's something they'll never forget.
Yeah.
And it's a bonding experience.
That is so true. I can't tell
Yes.
you how many times we'll be in story time, and we have a lot of great families at West that are super engaged, and they're just great. But we always try to remind parents, like, when you're at the library, if you're in a story time with us, like if your kid's singing off key, like you should sing off key with them.
Absolutely.
If they're jumping up and down, or we do crafts in our story time sometimes. If they want your help with the craft, like help them out, man. Those kids love that stuff.
They really do. And it means so much. Not only, it's such a wonderful opportunity on a lot of different levels because not only are they engaging with their parent and the librarian or the assistant that's, having the story time, but then also they're engaging with other children. So look at all those different components that are being addressed and fulfilled when you just can't do that at home if you're by
Super true.
yourself.
Yeah.
We always say our story times are preschool.
Absolutely.
You're prepping for preschool. When you graduate, you go to preschool.
Absolutely.
Well, and it's a good time to teach those skills that they need for preschool.
Yeah.
Sitting and standing and motor skills that they need to, eventually learn to hold a pencil or a pen, a crayon. My favorite part of working in a school was the first couple of weeks and watching the pre-K kids and those poor teachers, because the kids, you know, they don't know how to stand in line.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And they don't know how to walk in a single file line down the hall. And the poor teachers are just backing up down the hallway like wrangling dinosaurs, and I love it.
I always think of that pretty popular meme from Jurassic World where it's Chris Pratt and he's got the 3 velociraptors.
Yes.
I will say, you know, we do work really hard to impart like practice fine motor skills and teach kids stuff like that. But in terms of like teaching kids to, you know, be quiet, listen to a story.
No.
Yo, I do not be doing that. They get up, they be running around, they run right up to me and ask me a question. Middle of story time, I will stop the story. We answer the question, we keep going. I am not good at the be quiet bits.
And that's probably the real, you know, that is a key reason why you have such numbers in your story times, because you are meeting a need that, you know, cannot be met exactly at home.
Yeah.
And so those parents depend on that. They get to the point where they really depend on coming in there and making those important connections.
Yeah.
It's super nice. It's also really cool too. I have a lot of parents that introduced me to this Montgomery Bears like volunteer reading program. I have parents that, you know, their kids graduate out of our story times, they start going to school and stuff. But it's a way for me to be able to go to their classes and still engage with those kids, meet the other kids and stuff like that. And since I get to connect with those parents and then they're kind of showing me these other connections they have like that, it just really fosters a great little community where I get to just hang out with all these awesome kids. And we just have a great time.
Yes.
That's exciting.
We have a great time.
It is exciting.
All right. Well, Allie, it seems like you are just doing an amazing job over there at West.
Oh, thank you.
I feel like I've seen my little Shelver baby. Look. I'm going to have
She's
to say,
blooming.
Miss Annie, can I share Allie with you?
Oh man, she probably like, yeah, take her.
Yeah.
She'd probably be grateful.
All right. So speaking of story times,
Yes.
Miss Brandy over here was able to sit down with Alex Brown. He's our central branch manager, and he had this beautiful, amazing idea for a story time, and they've actually put it to the test, and it's
Yes.
working out beautifully. But we have a little interview with him and Miss Brandy.
Oh, cool.
We'll go ahead and play the video.
We are here with Central's own branch manager, Alex Brown. Hi. I heard that Central has so many wonderful story times for children. Can you tell me about those?
Sure, yeah. We have several different story times at the Central Library for children. We have our Baby and Me story times on Mondays at 10:30, and then our family story times every Tuesday at 10:30. We also just started a brand new series in partnership with the Conroe City Parks Department. It's a Storytime at the Park series that we're beginning, where we're going around to different parks around the Conroe area, and we're presenting a story time, kind of giving a little taste of the library at the parks. We're currently doing 2 story times at the Candy Cane Park in March, and then in April we're going to be going to Carl Barton Jr. Park to do 2 story times, and then we'll round off this series with Kaminsky Park in May. So those story times are going to be from 5 to 6, so they're in the evening. Pretty much what it'll include is family story time, so all ages are welcome. We're going to be reading stories, we're going to be doing some music, some dancing, and we'll have a nice big bubble party. And our goal with this series is to increase the visibility of the Central Library in the Conroe area and to encourage literacy with outdoor activities.
So we are so happy that we got to sit down with Alex Brown, the branch manager of Central Library, and that brainchild that he came up with, that story time in the park, the very next time that you can get in on that over at the Carl Barton Jr. Park is on April the 2nd at 5 o'clock. And one of the other wonderful programs that is a new program over at Central as well, it's a series of 6 sessions about gardening that is going to be held at the Central Library beginning April the 4th. Every session occurs on a Friday afternoon at 2 o'clock. It's just the first one is April the 4th. And that is a terrific kind of a program because a lot of people, they're not real sure what kind of soil they have, exactly what kind of light, what to plant. These sessions are very unique. You go to the first one and they start talking about the location and the soil and the water. Then you can go home. It gives you a month to prep. And then when you come back, they'll be able to let you know what you should be doing next, such as the planting and the planning of everything. So each one builds off the previous session. So don't forget, Central Library, April the 4th, which is a Friday afternoon at 2 o'clock.
Yeah, I think I need to take that one. The plant one. Okay, so poor Brandy has to deal with me in my office plants. And I've tried. I have really tried. Like I had one when I was over at West, and
There's no light at where our desks are at West.
it didn't work out.
Well, no, yeah.
So I have successfully planted an ivy little sprig. I don't know. Brandy's the plant lady.
Oh, no.
What kind of ivy is it?
It's alive. I don't know.
Alive.
And I named them.
What'd
You know.
yeah, so do I.
Yes.
What'd
and
you name
then
it? What is it saying?
Ivanka Ivy.
Oh, that's good.
I mean,
Ivanka
yeah.
Ivy, yes,
and
it's
then
a nice name.
it has a little tag that says I might die later. I don't know. And then now I have Lola the lavender.
Oh, yes.
And I have like successfully sprouted it. So it's I have a little makeshift greenhouse over it, and which is like a plastic bag with some holes, and I'm really trying.
I was proud of her. She actually came up with a improvised terrarium kind of a situation for the lavender.
I'm learning.
Dude, that's cool, man.
Yes.
I know.
That's real cool.
She just relies on me to answer all these questions because back in the day there was it's a defunct company called Brandy's Botanicals. It doesn't exist anymore. But anyway.
That was you.
So I don't know.
In
It
another
was
life.
Another life somewhere long, long ago in a place far, far away from Montgomery County.
All right. So, speaking of programs that are happening at Central, you can get to all of our programs at countylibrary.org and clicking on the events calendar tab. And then you can select your locations, about which library you'd like to go to, and then you can select your month. All of the programs are color coded by ages and type. So the first one we want to, the third one we want to talk about and feature is the GED Resource Lab. So this is a really cool thing that we're offering to our patrons, where it allows you to get a hold of practice materials, flashcards. You have somebody there sort of helping you. You can utilize all of the programs that we already have available to you in the library, like Udemy and Learning Express. Learning Express actually has some practice tests, GED practice tests. It is not the actual test, but it prepares you and helps you study for the GED. And it's really offered at all of our branches except for the South Branch by our really cool digital resource specialist. You have Josh.
We do have Josh
over at West.
He's a cool guy.
Yeah. So you were mentioning that the GED resource lab is available. When is it available? It's
at West. We have it on Tuesday mornings. I think it starts at 10 a.m.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. But it's a 3-week series.
Yeah.
So every 3 weeks, but I think you can join at any time, really.
Yeah, I've seen patrons kind of jump in.
Yeah. So utilize it because it's free.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We also have Metter. Our Metter branch in Willis is going to have a teen quilled Easter card craft. So the quilled stuff, is that where like the paper's like tightly wrapped?
Yeah.
And then it's glued?
Yeah.
Those are really
There's
cool.
an art to it. I'm not super familiar, but I've seen some of the other librarians do it. They do it really well. But yeah, my understanding is you you wrap it up and then you do like different heights and colors and stuff with the paper.
Oh, that's really
Yeah,
cool.
it seems pretty involved.
Yeah, so all their teen programs, I've noticed, start around 4 in the afternoon, so that's really convenient.
After school.
You know,
Yeah.
if not, you wouldn't have teens in your program.
Exactly.
Right.
And teens are busy.
That's right.
They are. And you know, over at Tullis, they have a wonderful Lego club. And the next program is going to be April the 9th at 4:30 in the afternoon. And that's a good time, just like for the quill card, because, you know, that way everybody's out of school. They can come by the library, enjoy some Lego club building, you know, that kind of thing.
Legos are always fun, no matter what age.
It's super true.
They're
I love
always
Legos.
fun unless you step on one, Mandy.
That's the truth.
They're no longer fun at that point. And South, you know, South has always had this wonderful gardening program. Again, we go back to gardening because
Well,
of the time
that's
of the
why
year.
you're presenting it, Brandy, because you're the gardening pro.
Brandy's Botanicals.
No, it doesn't exist anymore. Anyway, but they have a wonderful program that they offer, and they do it annually. Gardening with Bob. It's Bob Daly. You may be familiar with him. The next program is on April the 9th at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And I know he has wonderful tips, and he draws a big crowd. You'd be surprised. You know, there's a lot of people. That's their, you know, main hobby.
Yeah. We also have, let me see, our Mitchell branch. Oh, I love this one. They're having a twilight roast night.
What is that?
So they, I don't know if you could pull this up, Richard, if you're on, it's our Mitchell branch. Cynthia Woods. And it's on April 28th. See how convenient this is. And it's the Twilight Teen Roast, or the teen movie Twilight Roast. So they're all going to get together and roast the movie.
That is actually hilarious.
This is what I
I would have eaten this up as a teen.
my daughter Riley and I love this. This is what we do when we're like, oh, let's just put on Twilight, and then we just make fun of it the whole time. And it's very campy, and we love it. We love it.
That is so fun, man.
But it's fun for us to just sit there and make fun of it.
That's hilarious.
And we quote the movie. And so I really want to go to this. I want to take Riley and go.
Wow.
I've got to put it on my calendar.
You know what would be even better?
Oh, yes. And the registration opens on March 28th. So get your numbers in.
Get your
Register.
tickets.
Yeah, because I'm sure it's going to be full.
Yeah, probably. Probably.
It would be
If
a
not,
lot
I
of
might
fun.
have to throw my own
I was
Twilight
going to
roast.
say,
Yes.
you have to
And film it.
film it.
Oh, my gosh.
Miss Brandy, were you going to say something?
That's what I was going
Oh,
to say.
to film
I
it.
was going to say it would be wonderful to film it and then have everybody come together and discuss, you know, everybody's reaction to how they reacted to the film.
You want to do like reactionception.
Yeah, exactly.
That's hilarious. All right. And then Magnolia, we have our family come and go crafts. And I think they have this once a month, and it's the first Friday of the month at our Malcolm Purvis library. I always just call it Magnolia.
So do I.
I think that's just part of the job,
I was
because
gonna
that's
say, yeah. When you're
the little
internal,
tag we've given it.
You forget the long names. Like,
Yes.
Mitchell to me is just Mitchell. When I'm looking at the calendar, like George and Cynthia Woods. What?
Yeah, well, because we have to
Yeah.
shorten everything.
Yeah.
But anyway, so those are some events that are happening. You can get to these at countylibrary.org and click on the events calendar. We have one more library we want to talk about, and that's going to be Allie's, and that's going to be up to her.
I won't say West is the best, but we do have a chant we like to
Oh
say.
my goodness. Did you hear that rhyme?
No, all of our libraries in our system have some great programs, but West does have some cool stuff coming up in April. So we'll probably just go via age bracket. So starting on my end, we've got the usual monthly stuff. We're having a Pokemon Club first of the month as usual. That one starts at 5:00. All ages, family friendly. Come on out if you want to trade some Pokemon cards and talk about Pokemon and watch me get beaten by a 10-year-old with a really good deck. It's a good time. Oh, and a gentle reminder that I am a certified referee for that game. So if you want to come out and learn, if your kids are looking for a teacher, we're happy to do that. So we got that going on. And then at the end of the month, on our last Tuesday evening, we're having our Dungeons & Dragons meetup. I don't know what's going to be happening at that one since we haven't had our next session at the end of March here. But a little spoiler, there is going to be some pirates. It's going to be a little high seas adventure. So if
Nice.
you're interested in that, you should come out. But I do have also a few extra things we're going to be doing as kind of our April variety. Talking about gardening, I myself am a gardener, an enthusiastic
Ooh, okay.
plant
Oh, wow.
person. Yes. And so I like to share a lot of my interests with the kids. So we are going to be having a little program for Earth Day. It's Plant a Seed for Earth Day. It starts at 3 o'clock, but we are going to have supplies running until 5 o'clock in the evening.
That's nice.
You can come out. We'll have a variety of seeds you can choose from. I got some little pots, some quality seed soil I mixed myself. And bring
Oh,
it.
you have a special recipe?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
I
my
blend all my
goodness.
own potting media. Yeah.
This is why I
Allie's
can't.
blend.
This is why I can't. All of mine die.
Mandy's
I
just
don't
out
have
there
a
with her
special
spade.
soil.
No, you just gotta. It's all learning. It's all research. I mean, it depends. Maybe your stuff might be planted in the wrong soil. I don't know.
Okay, well, here's the deal. I will only feed you if you're yelling at me, Mom,
Okay.
or you're barking at me.
Sure.
Okay, or you're meowing at me.
Fair.
So plants don't do any of those
true.
things, and I just forget about them.
That's fair. I'm gonna encourage the younger kids to, maybe put it on a little reminder, get them thinking about taking care of something.
Yeah, I like that.
yeah,
maybe,
so that's gonna
maybe
be
you
really
should put
fun.
Mandy on a reminder.
All right, listen. Like it's for kids, but the advice is good for everyone, right?
Yep.
And then following that up, the week after, on April 23rd, I'm having, or not the week after, that's the day after. April 23rd, I'm having one of my chemistry camp days. That starts at 4 o'clock. It'll go till 5 o'clock. I am not totally sure which experiments we're doing yet. I think we might be doing elephant toothpaste this time since we did
Ooh,
get
okay.
rained out last time.
Where
Yeah.
are you doing that?
The Rotary Club is very, very gracious and allows me to occasionally set off my mad science stuff on the little. We have a little driveway right out
Yeah.
behind our building that's out of the parking lot and kind of removed from cars and stuff. So they do let me set that
Oh,
stuff
good.
out there. Yeah, no, we're not doing it in the building.
Probably a good
Mostly,
thing.
my elephant toothpaste recipe is very, very large, and I don't want to do that cleanup, so
Yeah.
we're not doing that. So that's really cool. And then for April, also, it is National Poetry Month. I don't know if you guys are aware of this.
Poetry.
But on April 16th, which is a Wednesday at 4 o'clock, I'm having a preteen poetry workshop. So ages 8 to 12 can come out. I'm going to be sharing some tips that I learned from my professional poetry workshops. So if you want to get some insider info, we're going to do that. We'll write some poems and stuff too.
Fancy.
Following off that, not children's, but a step up for YA. I know that our very cool YA library, tongue twisters.
Yeah, it happens.
It does, man. I know that Miss Brooke, who's a really cool YA librarian, she's also doing a blackout poetry day.
I
for the
love
teens.
blackout poetry.
Yeah. That is on. Let me look at the count here. Oh, that looks to be on.
Blackout poetry, preteen.
Somewhere.
Is it the preteen poetry?
That's mine. Oh, it's.
Oh, I see. On
I see
a
it.
Thursday.
I
It
can't
looks
see
like
the
it's on the
date, though.
13th,
It's
12th,
the
the
10th.
10th. The 10th.
17th? No, the 10th.
April
The 10th.
10th.
Yeah,
Okay.
April 10th. So she's doing that on April 10th. If you don't know what blackout poetry is, I'm sure she's going to be instructing and teaching and whatnot. And her crafts are always real fun. So I
Yeah,
do recommend.
always made with discarded books.
Of course.
Yes.
Of course.
The first time I did blackout poetry with some students, they were like, oh, "What are you doing?"
Oh.
And I was like, "No, these are old books. They're discarded. We can't put these
Yeah.
in circulation. It's fine. I promise."
Yeah. Pinky promise. They're
Yeah.
old. Sometimes they're smelly.
Yeah.
They're falling apart.
Yeah,
You can't
Right.
use
the
them.
cover was moldy.
Yep.
Where we can't. We're gonna repurpose and reuse.
Yeah. Recycling.
That's right.
There you go.
April.
There you
Earth
go.
Day.
April. So besides that, we also do have a very prolific docket of adult programs as well. We have Mahjong every Wednesday, which has grown very, very large.
Oh yeah,
Just-
across the system.
Yeah. Yeah, it has. And, for people that might be like a little hesitant, I get calls about it sometimes. It's a very diverse program. We've got people of all ages in there. There's some 20-year-olds, 30-year-olds, stay-at-home moms. We have all kinds of retirees. We have all kinds of people coming in. So if you're worried that you're going to, be the only one of your kind of person, quote unquote, you won't be. And the group is very, very welcoming. They, if you're a total beginner, they can teach you. They're really patient with learners. It's a great little game group if you're looking for something to do on Wednesdays. And speaking of game groups, of course, I do have to plug my Dungeons & Dragons adult version.
Yes.
We do that every other Thursday. Our next session is going to be April the 3rd. At my table, we're fixing to head to a mine to investigate a businessman who might be a little bit corrupt. This is coming off of our Fight Club episode that was just last night.
And no one talks about that.
No one does talk about it. It resulted in some sad times, some very sad times. A player was exploded by a seagull.
Oh, no.
So if you think that sounds like fun and you want to get disintegrated by a seagull, you should totally come on out.
There you go.
Like I said, we do that every other Thursday, so that's always running on the docket. I do want to talk about one of our newer book clubs. Some patrons might know West has a lot of book clubs, some of them really successful. We have a third Thursday book club, which is very, very popular. We also have a mystery thriller book club, which is usually, I think it's like the last Tuesday, Monday, something like that. That one's also popular. But recently, we've started a new book club. It's called the Book Club for Eccentrics. And if you're wondering what that means, it's a book club to highlight and spotlight books that aren't usually picked to be read in a normal average book club.
Okay.
I helped compile the lists for some of the books that are, upcoming. These books are very weird. But I think they're very, very cool, and I would encourage everyone, if you're even remotely interested and you want to read some just really, really mind-boggling literature, you should definitely come out.
Okay.
I know that for April, we're having a novel by Haruki Murakami, which if you're interested in weird books, you know that he is a very staple in that genre. The book is The Colors of Tsukuru Tazuki, something like that.
Okay.
Like that. Anyway, it's on our calendar.
Brandy's
so.
our weird book reader.
Are you?
Oh,
Well,
yes.
here's the deal. Weird, what I think is weird.
What do you think? What's
It's simply nonfiction.
okay?
Well,
it's
it's what it,
Right.
but yeah, whatever.
What's a weird book you've enjoyed?
Well, the book that I was reading was The Gentle Art of Swedish Death Cleaning.
Hey, actually, I think I've seen that one on our shelves.
Yes.
West.
So actually, there are a lot of I guess you would say additional programs that develop out of that, that kind of thing. But that book is written by Margareta Magnusson, is the way you say her last name. And apparently it's a huge thing in Swedish culture, but a lot of people, in America are starting to, get on board.
on it.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. And there's a lot of copycat type books, of course, but hers was the original.
Wow, Brandy and
So-
her crazy taste.
It
over
just goes
there.
along with minimalism.
Well, all right. So if any of these programs tickle your fancy, you can see us at the library. And if you want to know what else is available to you, again, go to countylibrary.org and click on the events calendar and scroll through the many, many events that are available to you at the library.
Got a lot of great stuff at a lot
All
of great
right,
libraries.
so Brandy, did you want to do our next little combo right there?
Yes. So I wanted to mention that everyone, the traditional story times and the baby and me's,
Yes.
all of those occur around 10 o'clock in the mornings throughout the week, and they are held at various branches. So again, if you visit the countylibrary.org website and you select the events calendar, you will be able to see the individual times for all of the story times, such as preschooler and baby and me, so that you get the exact times. But as I said, most are around 10 or 10:30 in the mornings.
Yeah.
We do want to stress that everyone should stop by when they can at the George and Cynthia Woods Mitchell.
there
Let
it
me get
is.
it just right, because I'm trained to say it just right. That library, as well as the Metter branch in Willis, they have received recently their recognition for being a family place area and family place library.
Super cool.
Yes, that's been in place at the Mitchell branch for quite some time, but Metter just received that recognition, and it's a very important recognition.
It is, yeah.
Yes, for very early childhood development.
Yeah.
So make sure that if you haven't had a chance that you drop by and experience those areas.
Yeah, for sure. So not only do we have lots of things happening in April, but we we also have a very important week happening in the library world. It is National Library Week, April 6th through the 12th. And we're going to try to feature different things on social media. But this year's theme is called Drawn to the Library. So what draws you to the library? So I thought, like, what draws you to the library other than the book?
Sure.
You know? So, Allie, what draws you to the library?
Wow, that's
I mean, besides your job.
besides my obviously. That's really an interesting question. One time, I had a person tell me that if you become a librarian, it's because you're one of two types of people. Either you're a book people or a people people. Mm-hmm. Now, I enjoy books a lot, but I am a people people. Mm-hmm. So part of me, the draw of the library is I'm showing up to meet people. I'm hanging out. I'm conversing. For me, it's the community for sure.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I love going to programs. In addition to the ones I run, I also do attend other programs at other libraries that are interesting to me. And I love getting to go out and talk with other people with similar interests. It's a great way to make friends. It's just a great time. There's so many cool things you can learn. So for me, it's definitely going to talk to people, which is a really interesting thing to say about what draws you to the library.
Well, it's a community hub.
It is, yeah.
It is.
It's there's the the stigma that it's a quiet place, but like we were talking about earlier, it's not really so much a quiet place anymore, which is really nice. So you can really go and you can build a great little community. That's a lot of the running adult groups I have, like our Mahjong group, our D&D group. I see a lot of those people outside of work. We get together and do things, and it's just a really cool way to share your interests with other people.
Yeah.
Kind of grow those relationships.
So are you saying that both introverts and extroverts have a place in the community?
Oh,
at the
yeah,
library?
no, of course, yeah. I not to be stereotypical, but libraries are for everyone. I seriously think that. Extroverts and introverts have a place in all of our programs. And as a librarian who does run a lot of programs, I see lots of different kinds of people. If you're the kind of person that's gonna, start a conversation with everybody in the program, you're going to be welcome. But if you're also the kind of person that kind of likes to sit back, observe, maybe you're feeling a little shyer, or you prefer someone else to approach you first, guess what? There's like 4 other people there that are in the same boat as you.
Right.
So,
Exactly.
Yeah, no, everybody has a place at the library in terms of like a social outlook,
Yes.
for sure. I think extroverts, introverts, ambiverts, all the verts.
Yep. All the verts.
All the verts.
We agree.
Hey, so Richard, what draws you to the library, Richard?
It's the people, of course.
The people, of course. Are you just piggybacking off
Said-
of
you said
Allie's?
that.
No, what I like about it is there's always something going on.
Yeah.
And you always discover something different every single time you go, because everyone's first thought is like, oh, that's just a place they have books.
Right. Yeah.
And it's kind of
Nice that
amazing.
you get to read all day.
Yeah, it's kind of amazing that
We hear
what's
that.
going on, especially the different branches. Because I think I've been to 4 branches around here, and everything's different,
Yeah.
and not in a good way.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, because they're catering toward their community, and each community is
Yeah.
different.
I say this all the time. Every branch in our system has its own culture, and I mean that in like the best way. And
Yeah.
so I do tell people that are also people. If you want to explore like different library vibes, you should hit all the branches until you find one
Yeah,
you really like.
for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah. Thank you.
So
Richard.
just avoid the ones you guys are at.
Oh my goodness.
Well, there is the joke. There's the joke. West
there
is
you
out
go.
in the
There goes
boondocks.
that invitation.
Well, I live out in Montgomery, so that's
I was gonna say, yeah, we're kind of far out compared to some of the other branches. So
fun.
you want to come see us on the Western Front?
on the Western Front.
Yeah.
Cute.
So many things. So
I
many
know.
things.
I like that.
All right. Well, I think we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back soon with Library Tea Time.
Montgomery County Memorial Library System has 7 branches across the county. Visit one near you to obtain a free library card. For more information about this and free events offered, visit our website at countylibrary.org. We'll see you at the library.
All right. Welcome back to Library Tea Time. It is time, Allie,
Oh,
for Brandy's Brain Buster.
Oh.
Bum, bum, ba-da-dun-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I have to do that different every time because I don't know if I'm copywriting.
I was about to say, do you use the same jingle every time?
Yeah, no, I don't know. I
No.
just make it up when it comes out of my head. All right, so Brandy, the almighty Brandy, wisdom-filled
My God.
friend over here, what is your brain buster for today?
I was wondering if anyone knows what 2 library branches were once housed in a shopping center.
Ooh.
Allie, do you know?
Well, first of all, I'm not sure. I feel like I have to define what a shopping center is.
Okay.
And by me, I mean, can someone define for me what a shopping center is?
Oh, I got it.
So like a strip center,
Okay, yeah,
or
all right.
a little village center, that kind of thing.
Now, I'm pretty bad with directions, so I'm doing landmarks. But if I'm not mistaken, a long time ago, back in the day, before we had our beautiful building we do now, West Branch was actually one of these shopping center libraries.
So I feel like she will know this because she's a legacy.
Yes.
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 That's why. And so do you think that branch possibly was in a shopping strip called the Western Hill Shopping Center?
Now, I don't know the name of the shopping center, but I can tell you what's around it. Like, so these days there's an Ace Hardware over there, and there's like a tax office. I think there's a dance co over there as well. It's on 105.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, we looked it up in the archives, and indeed, you are right about that one. The old Western Hills Shopping Center was what that was called. So.
Nice.
Interesting.
I think we actually have a picture of the storefront.
Yes.
So again, with all of Brandy's knowledge that she has in her head, she also is the keeper of the scrapbooks.
Interesting.
And so if you're ever like just want to know some history of Montgomery County Memorial Library System.
Hey, might have to drop by sometime. Sure.
Yeah, Richard, do you have that picture? Perfect.
Oh,
okay.
super.
So in the picture is the storefront, and it says like the West Branch Library or something.
Yeah.
And it's got 2 librarians right there if you see it.
There you go.
Anyway, so that was really cool to see. Can you imagine having a library that small in, I couldn't imagine having something that small. Like there's no possible way that you could like have a ton of programs going on. I mean, I guess you could. And like a seating area and, your elephant toothpaste. Like,
it's actually a little easier for me to picture. So my grandmother, the previous legacy librarian, she is retired now, but she is a valued member for Friends of the Library Board in her town in Vermont. And when I go up there to visit, I do have the really cool opportunity to visit the libraries they have in Vermont. And some of them are about that big. They're very small.
Wow.
I've been to a library up there that is just one room,
Wow.
one single room.
Yeah, it takes open concept to a new level,
It does.
doesn't it?
It does.
Yes.
Personally, I enjoy the extra space, though.
Yeah.
I'm very in love with our current West building.
yes, it's a beautiful
It's
building.
beautiful.
It is.
Yeah.
Yes.
We have good spaces and places to set off chemistry experiments.
Yes, definitely. And there's that wonderful little lake out back, just in case something goes awry.
Well, yeah, that is good. That is. Although I'm a little scared of the fish in there. I don't know if you see them. There's some koi fish in that little lake, and they are huge.
Oh yeah, koi can get huge.
They are big, big, big.
Yes, absolutely.
No fishing in the lake.
No, you cannot fish in that lake, but you can feed the fish if you want to get some fish food.
Well, that's
from
why they're huge.
West Library. Yeah, I was gonna say. So the reason they're so big is we actually give people food to feed the fish.
If you bring food, they will come.
Yeah. All right. So earlier we were talking about. Did you have something to say?
I have
what about
one
the
more thing to
yeah?
say.
What about the
There's
second library?
One
We do have a
more
second library.
library.
I have a guess.
Okay, you want to go ahead and guess?
I do. I think the second library. I think it was either Metter or Tullis.
Okay, so.
I'm one for one.
That was her buzzer. If you
That
didn't
was
know.
my buzzer. It was improvised. But just wanted to let you know that the other one actually was the South Library.
Really?
Yes. So things we will in the future, in a future episode of this radio program, we will delve more into that because we will illustrate how things have come full circle.
Yep.
Now, I don't want to give anything away, but yes, At one time, the South Regional Library was in the Grogan's Mill Village Center, if that brings anything to mind.
Interesting.
Yes.
Very interesting.
So at one time it was there, and that is before the current building that's on Lake Robbins was built.
Nice.
Wow, that's super cool.
Yeah.
It is.
I did not know that.
Yes.
That is cool. All right. So, Brandy, you were you finished the Art of Swedish Death Cleaning. What is it?
Mandy hasn't read this book.
I'm not going to.
The Gentle Art of
The
Swedish
Gentle Art
Death
of
Cleaning.
Swedish Death
Yes.
Cleaning. Okay.
And
then what are you currently reading now? Is there a companion book?
There is a companion
Okay.
book, Mandy. And Allie, it's terrific. It's called The Gentle.
terrific.
It's terrific. It is. I'm going to be that book's cheerleader today. It is called The Gentle Art of Aging Exuberantly. Now, it just sounds like something about aging. And, normally I just would run from it, is the
Yeah.
truth. But what it is it's the companion book to the Swedish Death Cleaning book. And it's about, embracing things. Like a lot of people, they run from things as they age. And so, like technology or heck, wearing stripes,
Yeah.
that kind of thing. And that's what it's about, is embracing things and just, making sure that you, look upon the next day sort of. It's a minimalism kind of a mindset. You're looking upon embracing new things each day, and you are letting go of all your fear. And again, the author on that was Margareta Magnuson, and I highly recommend this book as well.
Interesting.
What are you reading,
What am I
Allie?
reading? I'm reading a couple things right now. So for my fiction novel, I'm reading a book called Fourth Wing. I think everybody and their mother has read this book,
That's
except
a
for
good
me.
book.
That's what I keep hearing. I'm not very far into it. I'm still working my way through it, but I like it so far. It's by Rebecca Yaros. And we do have several copies available in our system if you guys want to check it out. It's pretty cool so far. My nonfiction book right now, I'm reading a book that I randomly pulled off the shelf at West Library. It's called Raising Carnivorous Plants. My dad and I built a greenhouse recently. And we're a bit worried about mosquitoes in the summer. So I'm kind of researching raising carnivorous plants to maybe combat that. And then for my middle grade picks, because I read a lot of what the kids are reading, so I can recommend good things to them. I'm working my way through all of Alan Gratz's books right now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. They're very popular, and I
They
can
are
see why.
extremely popular.
I can see why, for sure. So,
Yeah. So he's historical fiction.
He is. He is. I just finished Refugee.
Yes.
It was really, really good.
yeah.
That was
Yeah,
a
those-
Bluebonnet book, wasn't
That
it?
one, I was going to say, a couple
Years ago, that was a Bluebonnet
It
winner.
was a Bluebonnet.
Yeah, I was going to say a lot of his books are, I would say, Bluebonnet quality.
Yeah, that one tells
Absolutely.
a different points of view.
It does.
Of different people.
It does. So
Nice.
yeah.
All right, it's time. Richard, what you reading? I gave you homework. Did you fail?
Rendezvous with Rama.
What is that?
It's a sci-fi book.
Okay.
From the 70s.
That's cool.
I encountered it when the director of Dune 2 and 1,
Yeah.
he was talking about his next project, and he wanted to do Rendezvous with Rama, and I was like, what the heck is that?
Right.
Because I've read Dune. I read 9 of the Dune books, and I was like, so this guy has some good taste. Let's see what this book's all about.
Nice.
So,
it's
Rendezvous with
sci-fi?
Rama. Yeah.
That's cool. I'll have
Okay.
to pick it up.
Very good.
Yeah, I like sci-fi.
I'm a big
books.
sci-fi reader too.
Yeah.
So, but apparently it's one of the best, apparently,
Wow.
back in the day. So,
Okay.
Nice.
Awesome. Richard,
We're so proud of
I
you.
know.
great job.
Thank you.
I want to point out, look at how many genres we just addressed in just the last few minutes.
Yeah, we did.
Yes, and
You didn't address mine, Brandy, because nobody ever asked me what I'm reading.
I'm sorry, Mandy.
are we saving the best for last?
I
Yeah,
don't
of
know.
course.
Probably not. But listen. Okay, so I'm part of a book club, and the first book was The House Across the Lake. It's a mystery book. I'm not into mystery books. Okay, thriller books, whatever. I just cannot focus and pay attention. I didn't finish it. I didn't. I went to the book club meeting. No one finished it. One person finished it. She told us about it, and one person read the wrong book. So
happens.
It happens. But the next book we chose, it was Regretting You by Colleen Hoover.
I've seen that one. Yeah.
And I finished it in 2 days.
Oh, wow.
So, that one was really good. And then, but I'm currently reading The Last Letter by Rebecca Yarros. So I read, Fourth Wing, The Iron Storm. I haven't started Onyx. What's it do? Onyx.
Onyx Flame?
I don't.
Or is it Onyx
something.
Talon?
Iron Flame, Onyx Storm.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's on. Yeah. There we go.
I haven't started that because I know that there's like 2 more in the series,
Yeah,
right?
there is.
And I don't want to start it and then not have anything. I know that's weird, but that's how my mind works.
If it's helpful, one of my coworkers, she's the one who kind of introduced me to the series. She recently finished the 3rd one. She told me it very much is kind of like a middle novel,
right?
And she told me, she's like, if you wait for the next one to come out after it, you won't be missing out. So
Okay, so maybe I'll read it. But anyway, so that's very fantasy, Rebecca Yarros.
Right.
Okay, and then I saw that she wrote like a realistic fiction book.
Right.
So I was like, okay, well, I like her writing style. I'm gonna try it, and it's pretty good.
yeah,
It's about 2 friends. They were in the military, and the sister of one of them is going through some issues. She pen pals, the guy's friend, and because he's going through some issues, and like bonds happen. I don't want to give it away, but
Right.
some things happen, and they're kind of thrown together. But pretty good, yeah. But yes, we do have an eclectic mix of
lots of tastes.
yeah.
Yes.
But that's what a library is about, right?
There's
sure.
something for everyone.
You can find
Yeah.
so much weird off the wall genre stuff at the library.
Yeah.
You just walk through the stacks. We call them stacks. That's the shelves. I don't know if people know that.
Library speak.
Library
That's the
speak,
lingo.
yeah. But you just walk up and down the shelves and you just pull something off at random. You'll get a bite, like eventually. There's some really interesting stuff in there.
Yeah. Okay, so each show we try to feature a resource that you could use, and that's available to you at the Montgomery County Libraries for free. Last show we featured Canopy, which you could access through an app, and it allows you to stream videos and documentaries, and it's sort of like the Netflix. I don't know if we're allowed to say it, but anyway, that's what it's about. But it's free. This time we're going to feature transparent language. You can get to this at countylibrary.org and click on our digital resources and our databases. Go to the T and it'll take you down to transparent language. It's where you can learn over 120 different languages. I counted 140 because it's variations of certain languages.
Like dialectically.
Yeah, so certain dialects. So they have an app that you can download out of your Play Store. You can also access this from the library or your desktop at home. Just log into the library website. And they also have something called Kid Speak, and so it sort of like puts it in a kid perspective, and so your child can learn a new language
Sure,
with
yeah.
Kid Speak. And again, all of this is free.
Yeah.
With your library card, you just get your card, sync it with your 16-digit number on there, and there you go. There's a QR code if you'd like to scan that or save it, and you can get started from there. But if you need any help at all, at any time, you can call your local library, and a librarian will help you out.
Yep.
Yes.
We're good tech support. Call us
Yes.
up.
We try.
A lot
we
of
try.
people don't realize that we offer reference over the phone
That's
as well
true,
as
yeah.
in person.
Yeah.
I don't know why people, that doesn't occur to them, but it's true.
Yeah, we can place books on hold, check on your account, do all kinds
Absolutely.
of stuff.
Yeah. So, and again, any links that you want from anything we've talked about in the show, it's available in the show description. So you could just click on it. Any of our contacts, if you want to contact the great and mighty Allie Graves, her contact information is in there
You
too.
should definitely contact the great and mighty Allie Graves.
Yeah.
She gets bored when it's too quiet in the afternoon. so please call and give me a question to answer.
Yeah.
You hear that?
So,
That's an invitation.
Allie, I don't know if you guys are doing it because I don't get the outreach information until after it's
Oh,
done.
sure, yeah.
So, are you guys planning on going anywhere in April as far as outreach?
I want to say there's something going, like a community event going on. I'm I'm not sure. That would maybe be a question for our fearless branch manager, Mr. Matt.
Yeah.
I know I am hitting, I think, 3 or 4 preschools.
Yes.
So
Okay.
I go to a lot of
Yeah.
schools.
Nice.
Outside, and then occasionally I show up at like a festival or something
Yeah.
that's going on. So yeah, on my docket, I'm doing schools and coming up, but I think we're doing something bigger. I want to say it's like maybe through like the senior center or something.
Yeah.
We've been connecting with them
sense.
recently. So,
Yeah.
Very
But I
good.
can't remember off the top of my head. I'm sorry.
So, yeah, in the month of April, you can probably find a MCMLS staff member
Out and
about doing some outreach. I know that we will be at the Montgomery County Fair and Rodeo for Senior Day.
a good one.
We're going to have somebody there representing us and handing out some information on April 3rd.
Yes. And Interfaith Kids Festival, we're going to be out there on April the 12th from 8 in the morning until 12:30 in the afternoon. That is always a fun event. We have done that before. Both Mandy and I have worked that. And, you know, we have such a good time. Last time they even had a disc jockey. So
No,
boy,
that was a different one. Wasn't that a different one?
Oh, no, that's the one that was at Armstrong Elementary.
Oh, I thought this Interfaith one was the one that was in East County and we froze to death.
No, that was community.
We've done so many.
family-
I was gonna
No,
say,
that
I
was
know.
part
Oh,
of
you're
Family
right.
and Community
You're
Coalition.
right. It was so cold. I brought a little buddy heater,
Oh,
stuck
my
it underneath the table.
goodness.
We froze.
Wow.
But we were out there spreading the good word.
We
Hey,
were.
that's what's up. I've actually just remembered, by the way, if you want to come see me in April at the Chick-fil-A story times that they host
Yes.
on Wednesday morning sometimes. I have been invited to do that. So I'm going to be at our local Chick-fil-A, which is on Highway
Nice.
105.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, Chick-fil-A
across from Kroger.
and
Yeah.
H-E-B. They were really great about supporting literacy.
They really are.
They are.
Awesome.
Super community partners.
Yeah,
And
they're
then
great.
we have a
Absolutely.
really exciting thing happening at the end of April.
So April the 26th from 10 in the morning until 4 in the afternoon. This is a Saturday, so make sure you come out to the Conroe Kids Fest.
Hey.
This is like the pinnacle of wonderful programs right here in Conroe. It is so wonderful. There are so many people that participate in this. So many different vendors, so many different community organizations, but we will be out there and we do this every year. We have such a good time. We sign people up for free library cards and we make sure that there's some cute interactive game that we offer.
Yeah.
Sometimes we have Plinkos, sometimes we have a wheel, and there's always a cute little prize to try for. But most importantly, it's a great way to meet people in the community and to make sure that they are aware of everything that the modern day library has to offer.
Yeah.
So
what's up?
we were in the Discovery Village last year.
Yes, and
we're,
we will
we're
be-
there again.
Yes.
Are we near the snakes?
I certainly hope not. This is the only aversion that I have to the festival. I have asked, please don't place the librarians next to the snakes. It's just not a good combination.
Allie.
I love snakes. You know, I
know.
greatly enjoy reptiles. I'm a reptile enjoyer.
Well, Brandy and I
I will.
We need a buffer.
I was going to say, I don't usually attend in a formal capacity, but that's because I usually go to the festival and I'm too busy talking to
Right.
literally everyone. I have a lot of friends in the community. So I go out and I'm at like every booth at any given time. So
Well-
don't be scared to see me and say hi if you say
well, if you're
see
going to
me.
be there, I'm going to need you to come protect me from
I'll
the
protect
snakes.
you from any snakes, I promise.
Absolutely.
I'll bring my snake wrangling gloves.
Oh my goodness.
Again, you might see some MCMLS staff out and about in April. And if you do see one of us, make sure to tell us hi and congratulate us on a awesome National Library Week
Yeah.
and National Library Month. It should be National Library Year every
Should
year.
be.
Yes.
And y'all can say hi anytime. Like some of my patrons, if y'all see me in Kroger, I wear the same Hawaiian shirts every single day. So if you see me, come say hi. I'm very, very talkative.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, come say just come up anytime.
All right.
Did you get that impression?
Ah.
It's crazy, I know. No one would have guessed.
All right, we can't say enough good things about our friends. And Brandy was able to catch up with Janet King and Diane Price from our Friends of the Tullis Library Group the other day. Let's check out what they had to say.
So this morning we are here in the Tullis Treasures Book Nook with President of the library friends of Tullis Branch Library, Janet King, and the interim president, Diane Price. How are y'all doing today?
Well, I'm fine, thank you.
Great weather for the spring.
Oh, it's lovely.
Isn't it? So what I wanted to ask you is, both of you, how long have y'all been a friend?
I've been a friend, 10, 11 years, something like that. Yeah, I can't remember for sure. About 11 years, yeah.
And I've been one for about 8.
Wow, that is impressive. So tell me, how do you become a friend of Tullis Library?
Diane, that's your thing.
Anyone can join our friends group. We have these little membership forms right here that people can pick up and fill them out. And then we have a little house right outside. You can just put it in there. We have our meeting on the second Monday of each month at 1:00, and everyone is welcome to join. And I have recently got a few people who come in the store and shop, and they go, "Well, how do you volunteer here?" I said, "Well, here's a little membership." Yeah, and we've got like about 3 people like in the last few months, so. It's really nice to see that people are willing to share and join and help out with the store and help just the library. You know, it's wonderful because we can always use new people. We need
Always.
There's a lot to do here.
Yes, absolutely. Well, it looks as if you're doing a wonderful job. I love your little book nook.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for everything that you do, not only for the Tullis Library, but also for the community.
Well, thank you for taking the time to come and talk to us about that. We appreciate that.
This is my heart right
Oh,
here.
It shows.
and I always wanted to be a librarian, so in my retirement, I've adopted this instead.
That's right.
Super. All right. Well, we hope to see you very soon again.
All right. Well, thank you.
Yes, absolutely. So I hope you enjoyed our nice little interview with our friends over at the Tullis Treasures Book Nook. Diane and Janet are always a joy to talk to, and they're always welcome to see you whenever you come in and visit their book nook.
Yeah. So, Brandy, I know in the picture of the video, there are some bags of books. And I was speaking with Diane, and she said that the idea for the mystery bags was an idea of one of their friends that passed. And they have that display up. So they're going to offer mystery book bags. So the bag holds, I think, 3 books. You don't know what it is because it's, closed, and you get to buy a mystery book bag. That's cool. But anyway, so the tribute plaque is up there, and you can see it. But they're going to keep that section up in memory of their friend.
That's
really cool.
wonderful. It's sort of commemorative.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love that idea.
Yeah. So, Allie, I know that summer reading's coming up. This is our big promo.
Sure is.
Every year we get very excited. We have things happening. I mean, if you could top the things that we offer all year long, just put like whipped cream and a cherry on top and some sprinkles, and that's going to be summer reading.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe some hot fudge sauce.
Oh, yeah.
So-
I got double toppings for my summer reading.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, double top.
Oh, yeah.
Double scoop.
Double scoop. I like that. That's good.
All right, so this year's theme for summer reading is called Color Your World. And it runs from June 2nd to July 26th, and you can start registering, I think, the 2nd
Of June?
The 2nd of June. I think you can register mid-May, but you can't start logging any of your
Right,
books
until June
until the
2nd.
2nd of June. I think the app, the Reader's Own app, that's what we're going to run it through, won't even allow you to log anything until the 2nd of June.
Yeah.
And but if you don't want to use the Reader's Own app, you can always go by one of your local MCMLS libraries and pick up a reading log and fill that out, and we'll be happy to enter that information for you.
Absolutely.
So you don't have to worry about that. But lots of awesome things happening. from the summer. Could we just highlight just a couple? Just let's give a teaser because we don't release the calendar until
It's a
May.
secret.
Right.
It's top secret.
Right.
Top secret. But let's just give a little teaser about who are some of our presenters. Words. Anyway.
Words. So I have a couple presenters that I like to have out pretty often. So we're having some fan favorites back. We do love Mr. John O'Brien.
Of course.
who
yeah.
doesn't?
He's a magician.
He's amazing.
We have him out. We have him out all the time. He's a very good magician.
Yes, he is.
But in addition to him, I like to rotate and try some new people. So this year I'm having. He's called the Singing Zoologist.
Okay.
It's my first time. Yeah, Lucas
Yes,
Miller.
Lucas Miller.
It's my first time getting to meet him, so I'm really excited. I'm really excited to check out his show. So we're going to be doing that as well.
Nice.
And I think maybe that's all I'll say about my presenters.
Okay.
I have some more people lined up, but yeah. And then obviously on the in-house side, we have our usual science days, but in the summer it's bigger, better, badder.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. And so, do you know when your opening, your kickoff party will be? Are you
Yes,
guys having a kickoff party?
I'm having a kickoff party. I know when it is. I don't have my agenda directly in front of me.
That's okay.
It is going to be the last week of May on a Wednesday. That last week, that Wednesday. We're gonna start partying probably around like 9 o'clock. We'll go to noon like usual. No promises if there'll be a cake this time.
Yeah.
But we're gonna have some cool stuff, and I always do encourage people to come out to the kickoff party as well, because if you need help signing up with Reader Zone,
Yes.
or tech support, or you're trying to get a log,
Right.
That's a great time to come and see us so we can help you set that up.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I and my super awesome assistants are very well versed in Reader Zone, so. But yeah, we're gonna have a party that week. It's gonna be a party. If you've come to any of our parties, you've come to the Bluey party we had. If you've come to our kickoff parties in the past, you know that West Branch, we like to party. So yeah, it'll be end of May, and we're gonna have some really cool stuff, really cool people this summer.
Nice. Awesome.
Sounds like fun.
And Brandy, I think we're going to have a couple of different presenters. Don't want to give too much away, but a Bubble Lady will be there.
Oh my goodness, Miss Brandy's favorite Texas bubble wrangler. Who would that be?
could it be?
Shelley McBubble.
All right.
She's awesome. Yes.
And then I thought we were doing something with is it Wolf? What is it?
Wolf Lodge.
Wolf Lodge.
So they offer wonderful sand art programs. They're for children, and then they also have them for young adult ages.
Yeah.
And I know that they're going to be coming out too. That's just a few of them that we're giving a nod to. We have so many wonderful presenters every year, and we always are looking for new presenters as well. So you can certainly use the contact information that is available to you on this program at the end of the program. And you can contact Mandy and myself, and we certainly would love to look at, what types of programs that people have to offer, and we'll see what we can do.
Yeah, of course. So our countylibrary.org.
Yeah.
In May, beginning of May, you should start seeing some things that are happening during our summer reading programs. So we try to do like a 2 months in advance for the library events.
Yeah, my calendar is finished. So on our online calendar, there's actually a back end that only the librarians can
Right.
see. It's like super top secret.
Yeah.
And so I am just waiting for the AOK
Right.
to launch that stuff, and you'll see a very, very full summer calendar for the Children's Department of West Library.
Yep,
so
absolutely.
Keep an eye
So
on that.
save the dates.
Save the date.
All right. So, Allie, thank you so much for hanging out with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for spilling some library tea.
Yeah, I love spilling the tea. It's my favorite pastime.
All right. Again, all links can be found in the show's description, and we are just thankful that you guys listen to us yammer on about library things.
Make sure to visit one of your local county libraries for a free library card.
All right, Miss Brandy, what do you have to tell us?
I want to make sure that I tell everybody, go read.
But not nonfiction, Swedish
Read whatever
counts too. Yeah,
suits
yeah,
you.
yeah.